Welcome.
Attention, please.
Welcome aboard.
Welcome to the No Comfort Zone podcast. It's time to get out of your comfort zone and live on purpose. Broadcasting to the world from Rockford, Illinois. This is your wake-up call.
Warning.
You are the solutions to all your problems. Stop thinking average. Become the hero version of yourself. Every day, every time, without fail, no exceptions. It all matters. You've entered the No Comfort Zone. It's time for a reality check.
Hey, this is Dan, and you're in the No Comfort Zone. Hope this podcast is finding you very well. So it's getting ready for the weekend in about a couple of days, or a day or so. It will be the weekend. And I have a lot to look forward to, but I want to ask you some questions, okay? What do you think, in your opinion, what do you think really drives your motivation? Think about it for a minute. What really drives you? What drives you to do the things that you do, say the things that you say, think the way that you think? And the reason I'm asking that is because I'm dealing with a challenge. It's not the kind of challenge that you would think it would be. It's a challenge because there are people that I know, that I see on a regular basis, that are going through two very difficult times in their lives. And what I believe from my concept of the No Comfort Zone blueprint, from my own challenges, my own trials, my own tribulations, my own cross to bear, whatever it might be, however you want to call it, whatever you want to say, whatever drama I have in my life, I have realized that I've caused most of it. And I realized that I caused most of it by taking the easy way out. I caused most of it because I was looking for immediate gratification to affect how I would feel internally. And the challenge that I'm actually seeing happen right now is I have two people that I know that are on the verge of separation, on the verge of a divorce. And when you look at how long these people have been together, I'm starting to realize more and more a person's need to feel significant. And I'm thinking about a lot about that right now because this isn't easy, and maybe you're going through it too. I'm putting this podcast out there to relate and connect to people who are hurting, who are wanting, who are realizing that, you know what, I really am due my time. But maybe you're just not doing things at an intense enough level to get that frequency of success coming your way. Maybe you need to change your thinking. Maybe you need to just think differently. Maybe you need to apply a little bit of attention in a different area than the one that you've already been using, or, you know, the space that you're in right now, whatever it is. And I'm talking to both of these people, and I realize something, and I'm reading between the lines. And it really does come down to look at your best, in my opinion, right? My podcast, my opinion, that's the way it goes. When you spend time with somebody and you enjoy that time with them, most of the time it's because they give you a certain level of significance, a certain way that you feel. It's no secret I'm in sales, and I've been in sales my whole life. And it's my ability to make someone feel a certain way by directing their attention through vocabulary in a certain space, in a certain way, in a certain, persuading them. I get them to focus over here. I ask questions that are relative to what's important to them. Then I apply my product or service that I'm offering, and a sale is made. That's just how it works. Psychology 101 for sales, the language of sales. But I also have to make sure that person knows that I make them feel significant. And the way that I can I'll ask you, what do you think are some ways that you can make someone feel significant? Well, number one, it's spending time with them. Quality time. No phone time. No TV time. Quality time. Okay, for transparency, don't laugh too hard, but I ended up buying a game that I saw on Amazon for adults. And it's an intimacy game that I got with my wife. We bought it. It's I don't even know what it was for. It might even be kind of a Mother's Day gift. But it's a chance for her and I to play this game together. And it's a very intimate, sensual game. I'm not embarrassed to say that because I like my wife, but it's funny me talking about this. Just weird. This is really vulnerable. But so I want passion in our relationship, and we have it. But it has to come from a place of sincerity, of being genuine. It has to come from a place of giving. So I want to spend quality time with my life in different capacities: conversation, intimate conversations, physical, or just doing nothing and being with each other with nothing going on. That's what I really would like that to be known, that you have to work at it. And certain people that I know that are having difficulties in their marriage and are thinking of separation, it's a viable option, especially if the person is mean, hateful, cruel, unsupportive. I wasn't sure if I was going to talk about this or not. This is never planned. I just start ranting. I grab the microphone. I run and gun, man. But I will tell you this, that the relationships that I am no longer in, I am so grateful that I'm no longer in those relationships because of the lack of support, the lack of direct support towards my goals, my dreams, and ambitions. And the best part is this. I work in an industry where no is common, where you can't do this and you can't do that, and you have to fight every single day to get a yes. Well, just like in marriages, if you have to fight to get yeses, or if you have to support, or if it's just naysayer and hateful rhetoric, well, what's the point? I can't live that way. If that were to happen again to me, I couldn't be in a relationship. That's given up front. I don't handle negativity very well. Don't stop me when I'm walking. Don't talk down to me. And more importantly, this is really important, don't kill my dreams. That you have no right to kill my dreams. Now, if I'm in a relationship and that person is supportive, they listen, they're critical, but they're understanding, they're compassionate, but they have some sarcasm, it's okay. It's a relationship. Figure it out. But if the creativity is gone, you know where the creativity starts in a relationship? It's not the other person's fault. It's your ability to make that other person feel significant. If you want your spouse to spend more time with you, make your spouse feel significant and see what happens then. How do you make your spouse feel significant? Do things that are appropriate, that are going to help create a more meaningful, deeper relationship. You know, you got to fertilize the grass. You got to put water in the soil. You got to do the things you need to do in order for your relationship to get better. You don't need to separate. Truth be told, in most cases, a separation is the easy way out. I'll say this. I am so glad that I got divorced. I'm glad I got divorced because I don't think that I could have stopped drinking if I didn't get divorced. That's the truth. I wasn't strong enough. My spouse liked to drink quite a bit. Were they or weren't they an alcoholic? Absolutely they were. They are. But who am I to judge, right? But they had a good time with doing what they were doing when it came to their lifestyle and what was important to them. But when it came to my health and well-being, they just wouldn't stop no matter what. And it's not their job to stop. It was mine. I'm the one that wanted to clean my act up. But I don't think we got our divorce because of sober or not sober. I, quite frankly, didn't show significance to my wife at the time in a way that was supportive of a healthy relationship. I would work all the time. The way I would show significance is getting money. And in the end, through our divorce, she got a lot of money. That's all she ever wanted. Did she really want me? Maybe at one point, but in the long run, it wasn't a compatible relationship. It was selfish on both ends. I was at fault too. So the reason why I'm talking about this relationship business right now is because this applies directly to the blueprint. You have to become aware of where you're at in your relationship. You have to be willing to work at it. You have to identify where the problems are. And you also have to identify the solutions, and that's something that everybody seems to miss. Listen, somebody can give you the answers to a test. It's not going to make you better. You have a chance. If somebody's going to give you $10,000, you have $10,000 now, and another person has a chance to earn and make $10,000 through hard work, mistakes, success, all the other stuff. At the end of the day, you both have $10,000. Who's better off? Exactly, the person who earned it. I learned that from a movie Greater, and I'll talk about that in another podcast. But I want you to know something from the bottom of my heart. You don't have to quit things in order to be successful. I've talked about it a lot. Cut this person out of your relationship and move on. That's true for me. I had negative people in my life that were holding me down. I had a girlfriend that, believe it or not, I call her Satan. I call her Satan because every time I was trying to get sober, she'd want to party it up. She would bring other people over to party, and I just was trying to be sober and trying to be a good person. And with this person in my life, I was weak and I couldn't do the things I needed to do to be a good person. I just couldn't get out of my own way, so I had to fire that person. Then I put myself in solitude, and that's not the right thing either to do. Then I put myself out there and I was needy, and then I found another person who was needy, and that's not the right thing to do either. So you see how I made so many wrong mistakes? In the end, here's what I learned. I need to have a good value system for me. I need to know exactly where I'm at in my life. I need to become very aware. I need to identify my shortcomings and also identify solutions. I really need to decide on what it is that I want out of the relationship. I have to really know that. I have to write it down. I have to postulate. I have to make my goal and find out what type of relationship I want. I don't want to lose focus on this, but I actually 100% wrote out the features, the type of person, and the type of occupation that my next wife would be. Business owner, okay to argue with me, certain physical attributes that were important to me, color of her hair, color of her eyes, religious, and also ethnicity. Believe it or not, those are all things that were very important to me because it's what I wanted. And when I decided what I wanted and I started living life the right way, that person showed up when I was least expecting it. Now, that doesn't mean go try to figure out what you can do with your life by finding somebody else. It doesn't mean that. It's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying, if you decide what it is you want, the most important of this whole thing that I'm trying to tell you right now is you have to decide on the person who you want to be. Do you want to be a good person that's put it all on the line, that says, I gave it everything I had, I tried everything, and I made my marriage work because I did the right thing, because I didn't take the easy way out, because I'm going to stick to my vow till death do us part? That's the better way to go. Unless it's abusive. Unless you're in a really bad situation. Only you'll know that. If you're just sad because the other person's not creative, well, it's time for you to persuade that person, show them a lot of significance in their life, and turn them around. Because if you can turn somebody around, persuade them, close them on the idea to make you feel special, wonderful, and nice, and all those other things, then you've done your job. How are you going to do that? Yeah, there's so many different ways to do it. But you're going to have to listen and spend time, and you're going to have to want to have a better relationship. Go to counseling, do the things you need to do. Put the TV down, put the bottle down, put the joint down. Do the things you need to do. Have sex more often with each other. Those are the things that you need to do to have a healthy relationship. Right? I don't think I'm wrong for saying that. I think I'm wrong in the past for letting you know that, you know what, if you have an opportunity to get a divorce, go ahead and do it if that person doesn't make you feel great. I think that's wrong. I think you need to work your ass off for you to get where it is that you want to go so that you can actually do this with somebody else, your significant other, that you've already shared all this time with. Believe you me, people can outgrow each other, I get it. But I don't think most people give it the time and the wherewithal to actually work towards having a great relationship. I think that's what you need to do. Sure, it's exciting to go find somebody else to leave, sad, fight, all that other stuff, but why would you want to do that? Why would you really want to do that? Because in the end, you're going to know when you put your head at the pillow at night, you're going to know that it wasn't the right decision. In my case, I'm not a hypocrite, it was. It was for health reasons. It was for emotional reasons. It was for, basically, for my overall happiness. And hers too. So, I hope this podcast finds you well, but you need to really decide on the person is that who you want to be to solve these problems. Anyone can solve the problems that you have. How you go about doing it is who the person you are today and who the person you're going to be tomorrow. Because you're going to have to wake up with that person. And the only way I know to wake up the next day feeling strong, confident, 8 feet tall, and bulletproof is by living life the right way. And how do you do that? By getting out of your comfort zone and living on purpose.
say goodbye.
Want more of the No Comfort Zone? You can follow Dan on Instagram and Twitter at No Comfort Zone 1.
Bye.
Or on the web at thenocomfortzone.com.
Bye-bye. Bye-bye.
Thanks for listening to the No Comfort Zone podcast.
Bye-bye. Bye-bye.